Sheffield Wednesday, supported by young owls, both human and mascot, they emerge from their dressing room. They always give the impression of being keen to get on with the job, and they're seeking today to preserve an unbeaten home record that stretches back to last December. And in the week when Wednesday announced a profit of £150,000 on last season, it's interesting to note that on this particular Saturday last year, they played in front of just 9,000 at Oldham. Today, they'll be watched by over 20,000. But the failure of Gary Shelton to pass a fitness test on an injured hamstring this morning means a change in midfield. Pat Hurd comes in for his first full game of the season as Wednesday aim for a fourth successive home win. Ipswich narrowly avoided relegation last season after a breakup of Bobby Robson's highly successful side, and they make an enforced change too. Centre-back Ian Cranston has an ankle injury, so Terry Butcher reverts to the middle, and Steve McCall, who hasn't missed the league game since February 1981, plays his 146th consecutive game at left-back with Mark Brennan in midfield. Well, it's a great day for that little young man out there, 9-year-old Scott Hinchliffe, obviously a Sheffield Wednesday supporter. The referee, Neville Ashley, today, he's seen it all before. And young Scott's hero, he was telling us before the match, is Mel Sterland, so he'll be looking for a goal from the Sheffield Wednesday right back today. A good crowd in glorious sunshine, a perfect setting as always, Hillsborough, for the clash of Sheffield Wednesday and Ipswich Town. It's a very colourful scene too. Ipswich Town in a change strip today of red and black stripes with black shorts. But Sheffield Wednesday with good support here so far this season. Good to see Hillsborough so full, but Ipswich immediately on the attack. The clearances from Worthington, but it only went as far as Putney. First offside flag of the afternoon didn't meet with the approval of Kevin O'Callaghan. Pretty shirtless free kick hanging in the wind a little there, and the Ipswich manager Bobby Ferguson came to the ground this morning and said one of the bigger problems could be the wind. But like everybody else, he's tremendously impressed by the quality of the pitch. Really is a spectacular scene, Hillsborough, with the flags fluttering. There's a strong breeze here, but as I said, lovely sunshine too. Here's Eric Gates. That's not a bad-looking ball for Mitch Davray, who, if he gets the wrong side of Smith, was in with a good chance. And again, well played by Mark Smith, who has the reputation of being one of the best block tacklers in the business. That ball from Gates posed at Wednesday a problem. Gates will take the corner, and look out for Terry Butcher at the near post here to get the flick on. It went beyond him, in fact, and not a good punch off the line from the header by Zondervan. It was Mike Lyons back there. There's a moment's anxiety there in the Wednesday defence. And we can see as Eric Gates floats the corner in, Martin Hodge was looking, I think, for Butcher. Zondervan's header, and Mike Lyons gets it away. Sterling, long throw specialist. What a good long throw it is, and Grew and Butcher in some confusion, and the England centre-back concedes the corner. Now Pat Hurd's first opportunity to get into the game as he floats the corner in, and Grew again in some discomfort. Concedes a second corner under Chapman's challenge. And in this wind, these corners could prove deadly. Here's Lyons with a flick on, it's a good one too! Crossbar. Mike Lyons hasn't got a goal for some time, January in fact, so he'd love to have one. But now Wednesday defending, and this game going from end to end as Gates picks it up for Ipswich. And he's still got it. Blair, the man who dispossessed him. And here's Blair again. Good ball for Chapman. Only one man to bring into play though. And that's another good ball too to Brian Marwood, who's popped up on the left, the ex-Hull City striker. Nice little cross. And again Ipswich scramble it behind for a corner. Well, the third corner coming up, but you see the problems that Mark Grew has here, caused by Mike Lyons, and this ball just going off the top of the crossbar. That's a dreadful kick from Grew. Fortunately for him, it went straight to Osman. And now Sterling, it's a delicious pass to Chapman in plenty of space down there. Can't quite get past Terry Butcher though, and that ball's going to stay in play for Andy Blair to knock in a good-looking cross. There's Marwood underneath it. Away by Osman. Well, the Ipswich defence has stood firm so far, but Wednesday certainly applying the pressure here. As Lyons comes forward once more. And another charge. Oh, good play. Marwood. Good cross. Varane! That's a delightful move inspired by the captain. And Mike Lyons showing tremendous presence here. There was no way he was going to lose that ball. He bustles Putney off the ball, looks for the return pass here, gets it from Worthington, plays a lovely little ball out there to Marwood, and his cross met by Varane, who's only just wide. Oh, and here's Davray inside space in the penalty area. And Wednesday really caught napping here from that throw. And Eric Gates it is who gets the little flick through the defence. Davray onside and in a good position and couldn't make it count. And Callaghan sticking out on that touchline, trying to get himself into a good position, and he's got the dribbling skills to do it, and O'Callaghan brings a fine save out of Hodge. Well, there Kevin O'Callaghan really showing his skills. He's a good artist, he's got the confidence and the ability to take players on and to beat them, and his control was exceptionally good in a tight area here, and the only thing that spoiled it in the end was that it wasn't a strong enough shot to beat Martin Hodge. Well, I imagine they're already working out what's got to be said in the dressing room at half-time. No sign of Howard Wilkinson down there just yet. Mark Smith pointing, I think, about where he's going to put the ball. And it's high into the Ipswich area. And Worthington. Oh, what a dreadful back pass. Chapman surely with a great chance. Oh, what a miss. What an awful mistake by Putney, and what a shocking miss really by Lee Chapman. Well, I don't know what on earth Putney was thinking about here as he plays the ball back towards his goalkeeper, simply putting Chapman in possession. He tried to curl it in and curled it wide. Wednesday playing some nice stuff here. There's been nothing on the end of it so far. Now Brennan. And Davray is calling for the ball in the middle. Gates spreads it wide to O'Callaghan. Ipswich with three men right on the edge of the box. But Lee Chapman will rue that miss since his £100,000 signing in the summer from Sunderland. He's got only one goal and not yet scored here in front of Wednesday's fans. Oh, what a good fine header by Mike Lyons. But with 10 minutes of the half left, it's Ipswich coming forward once more with O'Callaghan, who's caused a few problems down that left-hand side, and looks like doing so again here, confronted by Sterling. And he's twisted about 3 or 4 different ways and still got possession of the ball. But it's fairly useless at the moment because he's not delivering across. When he does, he gets a corner. Callahan's going to take the corner, and I imagine he's one of those frustrating players who's got so much skill but yet frustrates his colleagues. So Gates takes it. And it's a floater all right for Osman, and he hits the bar, and Davray coming in is denied, and again I think it's Mike Lyons who gets it away. So both centre-backs have hit the crossbar, and here's Russell Osman. Now from the other side. Away this time by Chapman. So Burley's here once more inside the area. Not much strength behind the cross. So let's have another look at the incident there from the Eric Gates corner, which is floated very, very well to the far post. And this time it's Russell Osman who gets up, and so unlucky. And once more, Mike Lyons is the man there who knocks it over the top. And Howard Wilkinson makes his first appearance of the afternoon on the bench, and I'm sure he's worked out what he's going to say to the team to change things around a bit after half-time. Butcher just stretching one of those long legs of his sufficiently there, not only to win possession but to try and get Eric Gates away. Free kick to Ipswich. Well, that's what Martin Hodge can see, and those spectators behind the goal. And Ipswich have 2 or 3 variations from this sort of free kick. Mark Brennan's often involved. Gates, though, will hit the shot. Oh, and he scores! Well, a fine shot by Eric Gates, but I would think that Martin Hodge will ask questions of his own goalkeeping there. It's a goal out of the blue for Ipswich with 5 minutes of the first half left. And the ball merely touched to Eric Gates, who strikes it well, but Martin Hodge appears to have misjudged his position completely. And we can see it again from this angle. Now you see, as Eric Gates comes forward, he strikes it well. Hodge may well have been unsighted, but he's off his line, and the ball goes between him and the post and over his shoulder. So, having applied most of the pressure in this first half, Wednesday find themselves a goal down. Well, last week they were 2 down at West Brom and came back to draw 2-2. This time denied by Mark Smith. I thought he was fouled by Davray. The referee waving play on though, because Sterling had got the ball. And now Shirtliff and Davray. Eric Gates' 4th goal this season, and he's scored in 3 of Ipswich's 4 away games, so he obviously enjoys life away from Portman Road. According to our watchers, the half-time whistle should be about to blow, as Sterling tried to thread his way through. Lost possession in the end. And referee Ashley now indeed does blow that half-time whistle. So Wednesday return to their dressing rooms with something to think about. Having enjoyed much of the possession in this half, they find themselves a goal down, and it's that man, Eric Gates, who gives us this situation with a finely struck goal 5 minutes before half-time, but a goal I'm sure that goalkeeper Martin Hodge going down there will be cursing. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Ipswich Town 1. Welcome back, and now we can see where the Sheffield Wednesday manager Howard Wilkinson has had a team talk to have the desired effect to change things around in the second half. It's not often Wednesday go in a goal down as they've done here, but to be fair to Ipswich, they've adopted a refreshing approach to this game and have looked like scoring on some occasions. They were eventually rewarded by that Eric Gates goal. Unlike so many teams who just keep here and seem to sit back against Wednesday, Ipswich have done their share of attacking. It's Wednesday on the ball at the moment though with Blair. Here's Verratti. Well, I presume that's an offside flag, but I must say I'm surprised. I don't think it was Verratti who was offside, even if somebody else was. And Wednesday playing this half with the wind behind them. So we'll see if that makes any change. And again Chapman getting in on a back pass. That one hit with a little bit more pace. But Ipswich are going to have to beware that ploy. And now, not only has a throw-in been given to Sheffield Wednesday here, but Peter Shirtliff has gone down holding his ankle. I think it was the way he turned there as he was trying to clear the ball. And physiotherapist Alan Smith quickly on the scene as always. It looked fairly innocuous as Peter Shirtliff was trying to work his mind up here, how to clear the ball. He twists really, and he's just caught, I think, by Davray, and then he stood on his foot and down he goes and was left clutching his ankle, but he's up and okay. Gates, the goal scorer, coming back and helping out and finding O'Callaghan. Lions now chase for Verratti with McCall. Verratti's in front of the defender too and will get a throw-in. Steve McCall, so reliable. The manager Bobby Ferguson saying before the game he wishes he was in his midfield really. Long throw this time again for Lions, again a corner kick. Well, all these corners are interesting because Mike Lyons is up there, so is Peter Shirtliff, Lee Chapman, 3 big chaps, but of course Butcher and Osman for Ipswich aren't exactly midgets themselves. Who'll win it? The keeper, bad punch, Verratti! Away by Davray. Now Hurd, and this time it's Zondervan, but it's not a good clearing header, and they just cannot get the ball away. Chapman's in there battling with Burley. And the Ipswich defence living a little bit precariously as Worthington roars forward here, supported on that left flank by Marwood. Cross outside the area, evades Sterling, finds Chapman. Lyons is up there, and surely for Marwood. No, it's knocked away this time by George Burley. They cannot get the ball away. Blair's header held by Grew. Again, Chapman and Butcher there, now Blair. Good intervention. Header to Sterling. He wants to take McCall on, wants to get round the outside. And in the end, he can't even get the corner. He nearly took the head off a cameraman. Now Ipswich have some space, and Zondervan has made a good run to take up Burley's pass here. Smith's the man in front of Zondervan. The Dutchman floats across for Davray. It's away by Shirtliff, only as far as O'Callaghan. And the little boys for Gates, offside. And Gates not at all impressed by the service he received there from O'Callaghan. Good ball, Varady to Blair. Not a good ball, Blair to Chapman. Again, Lyons getting away from Davray. Gates on the edge of the area, so is Davray. Gates looking for the return pass, gets in the shot as well, a rasping one just over the top. England international is a good finisher. And here you could see what he was thinking about as he gets onto the end of Davray's return pass, and it's a good effort, that one, not far over. Perhaps the introduction of John Pearson will not be delayed much longer. If Pearson does come on, he'll be hoping for better service from the midfield. Gary Shelton, as I said, I think he's always missed. He's such a good player. But to be fair to Chapman and Marwood in particular, and Varady, they've not had the best of service this afternoon. Let's see if the sight of Pearson limbering up inspires somebody to conjure up a goal. Well, it certainly didn't inspire Sterling with his cross. He knows it wasn't one of his better ones. Good header from Putney on to Gates. Putney himself has stayed down, clutching his head. In some pain there, and he'll probably come into our picture in a second. There he is, just on the corner of the picture, lying down, and unable to get up as Wednesday comes streaming forward here. They've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men up as Marwood looks to get in the cross. Far post is Chapman, who's bundled up by Butcher, and the referee said that was okay. And Butcher does so well, because not only did he take the ball away from Chapman, he completed the clearance. Blair, Hurd for Sterling. Now that's much more promising, and Chapman goes in, but Grew equal to it. One of the better build-ups here, and Sterling delivers the cross. Chapman is the striker coming in for the ball, but Grew captures and holds on. And now Chapman looking for Marwood down the middle. Butcher's there yet again. He's had a superb game so far, Terry Butcher. Quite a tumble taken by Pat Hurd in that challenge with Mark Brennan. He's going to pick himself up. But Pat Hurd has had so many injuries in this game. I don't mean this particular one, but throughout his career. It always cringes a bit for him, and one certainly had to cringe here as the ball drops. You'll see Hurd coming challenging for it now with Callaghan, and it was quite a nasty one. Well, midway through this second half, if it's any consolation to Wednesday fans, both sides have scored in every single game in which they've played this season. So they are due for a goal. Lyons and Marwood in bravely there with Butcher, but Ipswich have got it clear again. Putney. Now Marwood's gone down after that brave challenge he made to win the ball from Butcher. And the linesman frantically signalling and pointing out the injury. I think he thought that Neville actually hadn't seen him. So Alan Smith again has to sprint onto the pitch to take a look at Brian Marwood. And I suppose running through the mind of the whole striker must be that he's been substituted on so many occasions this season so far, 4 times in all, in the 6 matches. But it'd be rather nice for him to complete 90 minutes. It looks as though he's going to be okay. But we can have a look at exactly what did happen. It was a brave challenge by Marwood. The ball hoisted, as it's been so often this afternoon, towards the edge of the Ipswich penalty area, and Marwood, you see, goes in there with Butcher, and I think he fell awkwardly. Osman takes a free kick for Ipswich on the resumption, and here's Gates again inside the area. Oh, gets in a great shot, and it took a deflection off Lyons and hit the angle. But again, Eric Gates showing what a sharp striker he can be. He turned there in no space at all to crack in that shot, and I think it was only the deflection from Lyons that kept it out, actually. And the little fella takes the corners as well. Short, away by Chapman. Gates caught here by Chapman, and referee Ashley reaches for the notebook. Well, Eric Gates saying to him, I think there was no need for that, and the name of Lee Chapman goes into the book. And it's right out on the touchline, as you see, the 2 players chasing for that ball, Gates taking it on the chest. Well, this is where Chapman catches him as Gates twists and turns back towards the Sheffield goal. He goes right across him. Beautifully taken by Berardi, and Worthington's cantering forward. There's Marwood. The cross is going to be too far. And Wednesday just can't get those crosses in today to meet the incoming forwards. Too many have been delivered too long or too wide. Brennan. Now the Dutchman Zondervan. Ooh, that was a good header by Smith because Eric Gates was lurking right behind him. Marwood here. As Wednesday still trying to conjure something from this game. And the boot of Russell Osman finds row 36, I think, over there on the far side. That's a good header from Chapman to Worthington. I think he tried to catch Mark Brew unawares there by putting in that first-time shot. Ironically, I think the wind has dropped somewhat since the first half when it was assisting Ipswich. Callaghan did well to bring that ball down. And Ipswich have the throw, and Sheffield Wednesday are going to make a substitution. And it's going to be Mark Smith who comes off, which is interesting. So very much a tactical substitution, this. It would have been easy, I suppose, for Howard Wilkinson to replace a striker with a striker and take off perhaps either Marwood or Chapman, but he's opted instead to put on another striker and take off a central defender. So Pearson has 18 minutes in which to make an impression in this game. Pearson beaten in his first aerial battle with Osman. Burley, who's such a lovely balance, can't find Zondervan with his pass. But Butcher again wins a header. And again O'Callaghan gets a bit of space down the left-hand touchline. That ball didn't go out, and O'Callaghan's still in possession here, chased by Marwood. And the ball looping off Marwood and off the line by Worthington. Well, that would have been an extraordinary own goal, and I think it would have had to have gone down as that too. So a chance here for Putney. Well, O'Callaghan complaining that he wasn't offside, but the goal kick's been given. But what an extraordinary incident that was. And as Brian Marwood chases back here with O'Callaghan, O'Callaghan getting in the shot, and it definitely came off Marwood's boot and right off the line there by Nigel Worthington. And Pearson almost did the splits there, trying to pick up that return ball from Chapman. But Ipswich have got plenty of confidence every time they come forward, and here Putney spreads the ball wide to O'Callaghan. Just loves to take players on, O'Callaghan. Gets in the cross too, away by Shirtliff. Not very well. Here's Brennan. Wide. But Ipswich, if anything, are growing in confidence, and Wednesday have a real battle on their hands here to get anything from this. And they might here, Marwood's inside the area, but he can't direct his pass into the path of Pearson. Goal kick. Putney to O'Callaghan. Again, he wants to take everybody on. And that's one of the longest back passes of the season. Well won by Davray, taking the ball away from Worthington. Burley's making a run down the flank, but Putney has it now inside of him, and inside of him is Brennan, and that's well cut out by Andy Blair, who's pulled back by Putney, but still manages to retain possession. Waiting for support, eventually finding Marwood. Now what can the ex-Hull City man do here? Oh, the two of them under challenge. Chapman fell down. Berardi has to chase. He delivers another cross. It's going to be close, and Marwood! It's in! What a fine goal from Brian Marwood! Wednesday are right back in it. And the man who started it finished it as well. Well, they love that. But really, Imre Berardi's cross to perfection here, and a brave header from Marwood, and how unlucky Grew was, it came off his knee. Brian Marwood had started it down the right flank, then when his cross eluded everybody, Berardi picked it up, aimed it to the far post, and Marwood comes flying in to score off the upright. And we've a real atmosphere now at Hillsborough. It was looking as though the home team might go down to their first home defeat since December the 27th last year, when Middlesbrough won 2-0 here. Now at 1-1 and Wednesday coming forward, the home supporters perhaps scenting a victory after all. Marwood looking to get in the middle as Berardi delivers another cross. And it was the ex-Hull striker coming in on Grew. Chapman, great chance, he's lobbed the keeper, and it's 2-1. The referee, though, looks to his linesman. No, the goal is going to stand, but the goalkeeper is hurt. As Lee Chapman goes away to celebrate his first goal at Hillsborough, Wednesday have gone from 1 down to 2-1 up in the space of 2 minutes. Isn't he pleased? And for Lee Chapman, a marvellous moment, because he missed an absolute sitter in the first half. And it's substitute Pearson's through ball. It eludes Osman, and Chapman just manages to nick it over Mark Grew. The keeper still hurt, and the agony will be extended by knowing that his side has surrendered a 1-goal lead. Martin Hodge will also feel happier, because I think we still have to say that it was an error by him that allowed Eric Gates to put Ipswich ahead 5 minutes before half-time. But the resilience of this Wednesday side has to be admired. A few minutes ago, they looked a little bit dead, and the other thing that we've got to say is that the substitution made by Howard Wilkinson has had immediate dividends. John Pearson involved in the build-up to Chapman's goal there. And we can take yet another look at it, because here's Chapman's overhead flick. Chapman reads it right, Osman gets it wrong, and the deflection, and it's not a strong one, is enough. A pat on the back from Terry Butcher, who's been the mainstay in the Ipswich defence, and he'll try and lift his Ipswich side again. And those 25,000 people are singing in the rain. I think they can hardly believe it, because Ipswich had held that lead, of course, from the 40th minute. Wednesday have been struggling to find a goal for 75 minutes, and then they get 2 in 2. But it's not over yet by a long way. And Worthington! Goodness gracious me, A lot of hearts went into a lot of mouths. Worthington's back header nearly eluding Martin Hodge. And really, Hodge's practice before the match, when he always gets one of the players to lob balls at him over his head, and he twists his back and dives, paid off there. Look at that for a save. Osman off the line by Hurd. What a finish we've got here at Hillsborough. It's 2-1 to Wednesday. It could so easily have been 2-2. And Martin Hodge has certainly repaid Wednesday for the mistake in the first half with that save from Worthington. But now we've got Zondervan tearing away down the right flank. 2 Ipswich men in the middle. Here's one of them, and he's a goal. 2-2. And yes, it's that man Eric Gates again. Well, it's absolute mayhem here at Hillsborough. We've had 3 goals in 5 minutes. He's elated, and Zondervan given acres of room out on that right-hand touchline. And what a perfect cross he delivers. Lyons lunges, but Gates pounces. Well, this is tremendous stuff. This is First Division atmosphere and action at its best. Pearson's header, Berardi. Back for Hurd. And really everything about this game is exciting now. Chapman is going to be there again as Butcher gets it away. We can all calm down for a moment. There's an offside flag. Lyons free kick, so can Sheffield Wednesday conjure a winner even yet? Well, I suppose that both sides in a way would settle for a draw now, having held the lead at different stages of this game. It's certainly in the second half been a very good advert for First Division football. And here's Pearson inside the area. Osman trying to knock it away. Oh, and Ipswich on the break again with Zondervan down that right-hand side. Wednesday left themselves a bit exposed. Brennan's made the run here. Davre's at the far post. Here he is now, the South African Davre. Well, what a miss that is, and in some ways similar to Lee Chapman's miss in the first half. But Wednesday now will count themselves fortunate. Brennan delivering a good cross. It eluded all the Wednesday defenders, and the Sterling challenged for it. They both fell, and Davre muffs it. Well, the last few minutes have been quite breathless, so what can Wednesday produce for us now in these really closing stages? Chapman tries to turn the defender. Hurd, not got strength on that. For the umpteenth time in the last few minutes, Zondervan seems to have a lot of room out on that right side. Gates makes a run down the flank. Worthington's gone with him. He's ready to pass it too. But Ipswich, the draw specialists this season, will be happier with this scoreline than Wednesday. If it stays 2-2, it'll be Ipswich's 5th draw of the season. But here's Hurd. Is he going to have a crack? Well, he is, but it won't trouble through. One linesman has signalled the full time. The referee runs over to check with his other linesman. No signal from him as yet. So play goes on. It's going to be a free kick to Ipswich. Gates seems to have been in the middle of absolutely everything in this match. You see the scoreline behind him. He's got both Ipswich goals and had a quite outstanding match. There's another of Ipswich's England internationals, Osman. Ipswich perhaps coming forward for the last time in this game. They've got a throw. And while they'll be eager to push men forward here in search of a winner, they won't want to leave themselves exposed at the back now. So Shirtliff gets it away to Brennan. And his finishing is just as bad as was that of Davraise a moment or two ago. Well, surely can't be very long left here as Berardi gets onto the end of Chapman's header. And he's got past the ball too. Now then, Berardi hits it in low. Deflected by a defender, still not scrambled away. Sterling, a very strong challenge from him. Goal kick. Unlucky the Wednesday fullback there. But I suppose Ipswich would have said they would have been unlucky if a goal had accrued from that. We've had 2.5 minutes of stoppage time. Referee Ashley again looking at his watch. And here's Gates, and he's got Davray inside him. He's taken it wide in the end to Zondervan. A useful cross, deflected by Shirtliff, only as far as O'Callaghan, who looked as tired as anybody. It's not surprising he's exhausted after this last quarter of an hour. And that's it, the end of a splendid game, and both sides will come off relieved in many ways. Eric Gates for Ipswich, perhaps the star of the game, the England international. He scored twice. He put Ipswich ahead 5 minutes before half-time, and then after Sheffield Wednesday had turned the game around with goals in the space of 2 minutes from Brian Marwood and Lee Chapman. Chapman's first goal here at Hillsborough, and only his second since he joined the club. It was Gates again who came right back to earn Ipswich a point. So full-time score here at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Ipswich Town 2.